All right, let's talk about something we've all done. You write some code, it works, but you look back at it and it just feels messy, right? Well, today, we're going to fix that. We are diving into how to write some seriously clean, professional conditional logic that's actually easy to read. And we're going to level up your skills with two super powerful tools, the switch statement and the ternary operator. I mean, seriously, have you ever written a piece of code and then you come back to it like a week later and you're just staring at it thinking, what in the world was I trying to do here? Yeah, we've all been there. And you know what? A lot of the time, the real culprit is our conditional logic. I'm talking about those endless, tangled chains of if-else statements. You know the ones. Look, they get the job done, for sure. But man, they can turn into a total nightmare to read. And debugging them, forget about it. It's a super common hurdle, especially when you're starting out. But today, we're going to jump right over it. So, what's our first tool for cleaning up this mess? It's the elegant, super organized switch statement. It is designed to make these kinds of choices so much cleaner. Okay, so what is a switch statement, really? Think of it like this. It's a way to choose one specific block of code to run out of many options, all based on the value of a single variable. And that's the key right there. One variable, many possible paths. And here's a cool little bonus. Behind the scenes, modern compilers can often optimize switch statements into these super efficient lookup tables, which can actually make them faster than a long if-else chain. Pretty neat, huh? And this flowchart, it just shows the logic so perfectly. You've got one expression coming in at the top. The code then goes down the line, checking its value against each case. Is it case 1, case 2, case 3? As soon as it finds a match, boom, it runs that code block. And if it goes through all of them and finds nothing, it hits the default code. It's just a clean, straight down the line path. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty, the actual syntax. You start with the switch keyword, and in parentheses, you put the variable you're testing. Simple enough. Then, inside the block, each case is a possible value you're looking for. But here's where it gets really important. You've got two keywords you have to know, break and default. The break is crucial. It stops the code from doing something weird called fall-through, which we'll see in just a second. And default? That's your safety net. It's the none of the above option. And this is why that break keyword is so critical. Just look at this. On the left, we don't have a break. So for variable is A, the code runs the line for A, but then it just keeps on going. It falls through and runs the code for B and C too. That's a classic, sometimes hard to find bug. Now look at the right. The break statement acts like a big red stop sign. It hits the right case, runs the code, and gets out. Perfect. All right, so theory is great, but let's see this thing in action. Let's look at how switch statements actually work in the real world with some practical examples. And you really can use them for all sorts of things. Like here, building a simple calculator based on whatever operator character you pass in. Or, check this out, categorizing days of the week. See how you can stack cases on top of each other before a break to group them? That's super useful. And finally, here's a really clean way to apply different discounts based on a student's grade. See? It's just incredibly versatile. Okay, so the switch statement is awesome when you've got a bunch of different options. But what about when the choice is simpler? You know, a basic two-way street. And if this, then that. Otherwise, this other thing situation. Well, for that, we have an even more compact and powerful tool, the ternary operator. The ternary operator, it's that little question mark and colon you might have seen. And trust me, it's going to be your new best friend for simplifying basic if-else statements. But it's not just about being shorter. It's specifically designed for one job, assigning one of two possible values to a variable based on a single condition. It's all about making your intention crystal clear. And here's the magic, side by side. On the left, you've got your standard if-else block. It works. But on the right, that's the ternary version. It's the exact same logic, the exact same result, but wow, it's so much more concise and readable, right? It's literally like asking a question. Is x greater than 0? The question mark means if true, use 1. The colon means otherwise, use -1. So simple. And this little guy is perfect for all kinds of common tasks. Need to check if a number is even or odd? Bam, one line. Need to find the minimum of two numbers? Easy. Or, like we see here, calculate the absolute value of a number. All in a single super expressive line. It really is maximum power in minimum lines. So now we have two great tools in our toolkit, the switch statement and the ternary operator. And the big question isn't which one is better. That's the wrong way to think about it. The real question, the one a pro developer always asks, is which one is the right tool for this specific job? And hey, here's a super simple guide to help you decide. If you've got a bunch of choices that all branch from one single variable, reach for the switch statement. It's your clean, organized solution. If you have a simple if this, then that kind of assignment, the ternary operator is your concise, elegant choice. And you know what? The classic if-else chain still has its place, especially for more complex logic with different variables or conditions. Oh, and a word of warning, try not to nest ternary operators inside each other. It can get unreadable real fast. Because at the end of the day, this all comes back to a core principle of being a good programmer. Our goal isn't just to write code that works. A computer can run almost anything. The real goal is to write code that's clean, that's readable, and that's easy for you, or the next person who looks at it, to maintain and build on in the future. And look, mastering tools like these is a huge step in that direction. They let you express your logic way more clearly and professionally. So really, there's only one question left. Now that you can clean up your logic, what are you going to build?